What's up everybody, I'm Brian from I Want Tesla, and today we're finally heading to the beach. If you saw my last video, I was talking about going to the beach. First of all, we went to my daughter's graduation party at my in-laws house, and that's where we're at in Goldsboro right now. We're leaving here. I'm heading to Karen's aunt and uncle's house to drop off their Jeep. That's why Karen's not in the car with me. She's driving their Jeep. So we're dropping off her Jeep because they took two cars to the party. And it's on the way to the beach, so we're heading out that way, visit them for a little bit, and then off to Ocean Isle Beach. Now the weird thing is, I was going to stop at a supercharger before we got to the beach because there is no supercharging at the beach. There's a destination charger, which is not free, which is not a big deal, but it's at the public access to the beach, and I'm sure that's going to be iced, so I'm not counting on that one being available. I did bring an extension cord so I can plug into a 110 outlet somewhere, but I'm not guaranteed that there's one there. So I fully charged this to, it only got 273 miles on a full charge. It's only 97 miles to Karen's uncle's house. And then from there, I think it's only 40 miles. We should be left with quite a bit of range still at the beach, but of course it's gonna be hot and sunny, which is going to, with cabin overheat protection, it's going to make this drop quite a bit. Now the closest supercharger is Wilmington, North Carolina, or Myrtle Beach, which we probably will go to Myrtle Beach one day, probably when it rains or something like that. For now, it's gonna be a little range, not really range anxiety. I think with 96 miles there is probably going to use 130 miles of range because of the extra weight, because I got a lot of crap back here, and with running air conditioning because it's 11 o'clock and it's 83 degrees. By the way, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everybody, even though this is after Father's Day when you're watching this. So it's going to be just a relaxing autopilot drive. We're not going to be going too fast because in front of Karen is Karen's parents, so we're just following them, and then we're going to head off to the beach. Have a good time, relaxing time. My daughter, my niece, and my daughter's friend will end up at the beach sometime later today, and again, relax. That's what this trip is. Karen needs this as just get away and do nothing vacation. Just to give you an idea, I should put an autopilot. Just to give you an idea, the energy consumption, it says we'll end up at Karen's uncle's house with 60% battery. We're at 99% right now, so we'll see. We'll see what it says when we get there. I'll show you, and then I'll show you what we end up with at the beach. I don't think I mentioned, but we are in the Tesla Model Y Performance. That's why I only got 270 some miles at a full charge. I have 5,910 right now. We'll be well over 600 or 6,000 once we get back home. But again, fully loaded. If you didn't see my last video about packing for this trip, I took the Model X and the Model Y right next to each other, put everything in the Model X first, and then to see if it would fit in the Model Y, I put it in there, and it did. So a lot of space in this car. I have the front full, I have the back full, underneath the floor is full. There's tons of space in this car, but the biggest thing is this bed right here. If you want to check out that video, what this is a 6-inch foam mattress, really nice mattress, very comfortable. It fits in the back of the car. We're taking this because there's not enough beds at the beach, and we needed an extra bed at my in-laws house. So amazing how much space there is in this car. If you're on the fence of getting a Model X or a Model Y, my preference is the Model Y. Karen likes the Model X, so we'll have to see. Obviously this is going to be a little bit more efficient because it's about 1,000 pounds lighter, but both vehicles are great. You can't go wrong with them. I'm gonna put my glasses on because it's kind of bright here, and enjoy the drive. You enjoy the drive with me. Come on. Actually, let me butt in here. Let me talk about something for a second. I think there's a lot of people complaining about the Model Y and really about Tesla. I think people are starting to complain about the rear visibility. I heard it in the very beginning, and now with the pandemic, everything slowed down, but now people are starting to get their Model Ys, which is awesome. I'm glad to see more people or more Model Ys out there. But the rear visibility is not bad at all. I think what people are complaining about is this bar right here. This bar is a lot higher up. It's like right here in the Model 3, and that's what people are used to. But you don't need to see more of the sky. You need to see the road behind you and the people behind you. So I don't think the visibility is much worse. I actually use the rear view mirror. Karen doesn't like using the rear view mirror because the Model X has a terrible rear visibility. I don't like using the camera on the screen because it's not implemented well, because you can't do anything else with the screen. You have to have that up. I did use it on the way here because I had everything blocked because my daughter was I had everything in my car. I rearranged some things so I can see a little bit better, but in the beginning I couldn't see anything. I needed to see what my daughter was doing back there because she was driving behind us. The rear visibility I don't think is very bad in this car at all. I have stuff back there so it's blocking the very bottom of it, but I can see just fine back there. I can see pretty much straight back. I mean, here's my visibility. I've got the camera right in front of my face. That's what I see. That's what you would see. Now, maybe it is because I'm taller and I sit up a little bit higher, so I see a little bit better out of there. The mirrors don't go up and down as much, but they do pivot so you can see. But I really don't think there's an issue with the rear view mirror in the Model Y. There's actually not too many issues. I'm very, very pleased with this car, and you will be too when you get yours. With 61%, so we gained an extra percent, so this is pretty awesome. Well, now it just dropped down to 60, but we're getting there with what we were expected to get to. 101 miles and 28 kilowatts with an average of 275 watt-hours per mile. So we were actually going down, it's a lot of country roads, so we were doing 60 miles an hour, so which really helped quite a bit, and which is really good. That's probably how we were able to show up here with 60%. We're gonna stay for a little bit. Hopefully there's some shade. Doesn't look like there's too many trees in this development, but we've got some stuff in the back that we're gonna have to keep cool, and then we're gonna head off to the beach in probably a couple hours. So nice neighborhood. So after visiting for about 2 hours, I left the AC on, parked under a tree with it's set to 75 degrees, and we only used a 2% battery, so very, very good, very efficient, probably because of that heat pump. So we're heading off to the beach. We should get there with 41%, which is plenty. It's gonna be plenty, and we'll find some charging around there, and on to some fun. So we got here, we're at the beach, we're at the condo here, and we said we would get here with 41%, and we're here with 40%. So good job, Tesla, with the efficiency. Again, it was back roads coming here, so we were doing 55, 60 miles an hour. But awesome. We're ready to have some fun, unload the car, get into the condo, and enjoy the week. So last night we got here with, yesterday we got here with 110 miles till empty, and while I was unloading the car, we dropped 5 miles because I kept the AC on because it was super hot here. And then we went to go get some food and things like that, and sitting throughout the day here, we only lost like 2 miles overnight. But so today we're down to 67 miles. It is 30 miles to go to Myrtle Beach at the closest supercharger. So there is a public charger here. We're gonna see if it's iced. Probably is, because it's right at one of the beach accesses, and if not, then we're probably going to head to Myrtle Beach because it's pretty hot and we're losing quite a bit of power just sitting here with cabin overheat protection. I do have Sentry mode off, so we're not using anything there. But we're going to go drive. Well, there's some shops here we're going to go to, but I'm also going to see if we can use the public charger. It's not free, but we'll see if we can use it. Look at that. Perfect. Great. We'll go right in there. Perfect. This would be perfect while we're shopping.